In another video, I talked about what do you do with the GPS, a Garmin GPS, that if you cannot update the maps anymore, what do? Can you still use it, or is it useless? Still usable if you go into what's known as off-road mode. And before continuing, the reason I'm showing it this way with screenshots or photos I took is because I can't really show this while driving, because I would have to hold the camera while driving. That's dumb. Not doing that, so I'm just showing it this way. You'll get the point of it as I go through this. Fairly easy to understand. Anyway, when you go into the calculation mode, and this is for any Garmin nuvi or DriveSmart. In this instance, I'm using a Garmin nuvi 2599LM THD, but it works with any nuvi or DriveSmart. Now, the reason I wanted to try this, I kind of wanted to put my money where my mouth was, so to speak. At some point, Garmin they're not going to offer maps anymore. I don't know when it's going to happen. Could be this year, could be next year, could be 10 years. Don't know. Lifetime maps, well, anytime you've seen anything on the internet labeled as a lifetime, well, we all know how that ends up. It's not. So I said, okay, what would happen if I actually used an off-road method of navigation where the GPS simply acts as a pointer and doesn't give turn by turn? So what I did is I didn't disable the map, but I changed my calculation mode to off-road. And what happened was this. Now, this was interesting because it didn't happen exactly the way I thought it would, but it's still, if you want to try this for yourself, this is what's probably going to happen. I only tried it with a 2599. Should look the same on all the other nuvis, but anyway. This line down here, this is the point between where I am and to the destination. But obviously you can't exactly follow that line because you've got to go around roads and such. And I was up here. I had started down here, and then I took a road up this way, and then I ended up over here. Now notice that this is a dotted line, and then this one is the solid line. The solid line is the one that the Garmin plotted. And this one, where I was, is the dotted line that says, okay, in order to match up with this solid line, you have to go this way. And although it doesn't really show it on screen, it's actually in a V shape. It's a very slight V shape. They say, okay, just keep going this way, so you will eventually meet up with this solid line again. And then you will get to wherever it is you're going. I was like, oh, okay. Because what I thought is that the solid line would just follow wherever you were and update. Well, in the 2599, it did not. What it did is that it actually will draw two lines on the screen. The original plotted line, when you say, I want to go here, okay, start driving, you start driving. But then from where you are, it will say, okay, well, the GPS said, I want you to go here, but you're over here, so just follow this until you get over to this spot, almost like it's simulating walking. That was actually really interesting to me. So if you do want to try this, and this is why I made this video, just to show, if you do want to try this and you see this, where you're not using the turn-by-turn, you're using the off-road method of doing it, you will see the solid line, and you will probably see this dotted line or dashed, whatever you want to call it. It does work, and I was able to get to my destination, and it worked. There was only one problem with it, and I did not know this until I actually tried it, is that when I got within about a quarter mile of the destination, a thing piped up on screen that said approaching destination, and then the navigation just stopped. So I was like, oh, okay. And I haven't found a workaround for that yet, but when you're within a quarter mile of where you're supposed to be, you usually know where to go at that point. Or you could just restart the navigation again and say, okay, yeah, I know you think I'm close, but take me right to the spot, please. So again, this is the off-road method where it shows a straight line to the destination which it does. But while en route, you'll see the dotted line when you stray away, as you will have to, from the solid line. And then you will eventually meet up with the solid line, and that's it. And it does work. I was happy about that.